I know I have some very smart subscribers. I don't doubt it for a second. I am certain a few of you got a chuckle when you read the title of this podcast. Pretty obvious, ain't it? Truly, it's truth hidden, concealed in plain view, I say. And more on that in a minute, because it's another scam too many people have fallen for. Now, it's nowhere near as big a scam that the banksters or gangsters have pulled off, but it's up there and should be considered and will be discussed. Speaking of yesterday's podcast, people, I stay focused on those at the top of the pyramid. I don't attack the broad-based bottom of the pyramid. So when I attack bankster gangsters, I'm not talking about your wife who works as a teller, your mother who's been a bookkeeper for 30 years at the local bank, your friendly credit union manager, or your brother who is a junior loan officer. No, these people are mere employees, and I very much doubt they have a clue. They don't have a clue what's going on. But bank presidents, senior loan officers, especially those that are masons and jesters, they know what's going on. Don't doubt me. Well, so hang in there, people, because I'm just getting started on Wednesday, the 13th of July, 2022, and I got to cover a lot of ground in a short time. All right, now look at the title of this podcast. I got to be careful here. Consider the first three letters: Juliet, Echo, Whiskey. Question: what more do you need to know about jewelry? There it is, right there. Like I said, concealed in plain view. Especially diamonds. There's a racket and a half for you. Now, we've been told diamonds are created by chunks of coal and dead dinosaurs that are buried deep in the earth under incredible pressure for millions and even billions of years. And like their counterpart, fossil fuels are limited and very rare and scarce. We soon run out of these. We'll soon run out of both. What pure bullshit. The term fossil fuels, people, came out of a Madison Avenue ad campaign for Standard Oil way back in the late 1800s. It's a limited resource. We have to use it wisely. Someday we're going to run out. Yeah, I've heard it. Of course, just the opposite is true. It's a resource that replenishes itself. The more you pump, the more there is. Think Gull Island, people. Just for an example. Diamonds, on the other hand, you know what? You're not going to believe this. They are as commonplace as gravel. Sure, you can mine diamonds in huge diamond mines in South Africa. You know, it takes a lot of money and equipment and manpower. See? That's why they're so expensive. Or, better yet, a cheaper way to go is you can get a bunch of kids, tie an empty soup can around their necks, and have them crawl the gully washouts, dried riverbeds, and pick them up laying on the ground. Then you ship those to Pakistan, where again, young children getting paid slave wages cut the raw diamonds with great precision and perfection. Put those cut diamonds in a box, ship them to Antwerp, Belgium, and voila, you now have very expensive, not so valuable rocks that the diamond brokers can peddle to the ignorant people. So why would these diamonds, as commonplace as gravel, be so expensive when you want to buy Sweetie Bird a diamond ring? It's the size of the horizon meets the eyes. The bigger the diamond, the better. Am I right, ladies? Well, pay attention, people, because here's why. First reason. The diamond business is a monopoly controlled by two families, Oppenheimer and De Beers. People, just a little friendly reminder, you should always have a chart of Murray's family tree handy when you watch my podcast, because sooner or later, without fail, Murray's relatives will show up. And the second reason diamonds are so expensive, because you're willing to work a long time to buy Sweetie Bird one. Incredible, but true. This was an actual admission from a Belgian diamond broker. How cool is that? A diamond monopoly? Yep, two families. A banking monopoly? One family, the House of Rothschilds. And all three families? Somewhere on Murray's family tree. Look harder, people, you'll see it. Okay, now moving on. What a coincidence. At the bottom feeder pit yesterday, a gentleman who is not, I say is not, one of my subscribers. Come on, people, don't even ask. No names. Even non-subscribers' secrets are safe with me. I'll just call him, what the hell should I call this guy? I would just call him Sherm. Made the statement, you know, there's a lot of people dying lately. And someone else in the crowd added, sitting at the bar, Yeah, and they're so young. They're in their 20s and 30s. WTF. Let's spend a couple of minutes with the commie comedian. You got it, Jimmy Dore. Because MSM will never tell you a goddamn thing that you need to know. Here we go.
There's a lot of people dying now than normal. There's more people dying now than normal. In the UK, 1,300 more people a week are dying than normal. And they don't know why. Now, you know what the conspiracy theorists are saying. I don't think I can say it on this channel. But keep in mind, as far as COVID goes, I think the conspiracy theorists are about 5-0. And the people who have been lying have been Fauci and the government and the corporate media. It's captured by Big Pharma. So the liars here have been the usual suspects. The people in government, the people in corporations, and the people surrounding all that money. Non-COVID excess deaths, why are they rising? So I'm going to play a little bit of John Campbell. You know me, I like this guy, Dr. John Campbell. And he taught nurses how to be nurses for his whole life. And so this guy knows a lot about a lot. And here's what he says.
Well, welcome to today's talk, Wednesday the 6th of July. We're looking at excess mortality. Now, basically, there's about 1,300 too many people per week dying in England and Wales at the moment, and we don't know why. It is not COVID-related. People are dying much more than we would expect based on previous years' averages. And I'm going to be giving evidence that suggests that this is not just a UK phenomenon, this is an international phenomenon. But we've got good quality data from the UK.
So it's happening all around the world. More people are dying in every country, in every neighborhood, than they normally would have before COVID. What changed? Well, let's look.
Well, I'll tell you what. He can't talk about it on his channel. I got that. I can't talk about it on my channel either. But I think it has something to do with the pokey poke. Just saying. Yep. Okay, finally, people, from yesterday's podcast. Am I a no-good, low-life, dirty hypocrite that makes fun of you crawling to my banker, kissing his and her ass for a loan of nothing, by financing my truck with a loan of nothing? Am I that evil and bad? Of course not. Absolutely not. No way in hell not. I am but a mere humble messenger and watchman seeking truth and freedom. The big difference between me and most people is that I know I'm a slave on the master's plantation. Most everyone else thinks they are free. Our masters run a closed system. No way in hell are you going to ever vote hard enough to get yourself free, or your family. And the bankster gangsters, part of the masters of the plantation, a big part, run a closed-loop system also. And they have a monopoly on fraud and illusions. And as imaginary as their system is, it's the only allowed game in town the slaves, like yours truly, can play. Now, here's the bad news and the good news. But before I say that, here's the difference between when I approach my financial officer, I know I'm going to get fucked. And I don't even want him to kiss me first before he does. You guys, on the other hand, you got to get to the right mindset. You got to start connecting the dots. So, here's the bad news. Here's the good news takeaway from today's podcast. The bad news? The people on the bottom of the pyramid, yeah, that's us, make the basically worthless diamonds valuable. How? That guy just told you. Because we're willing to work, labor for these little worthless trinkets. Same with the banksters or gangsters scam. They lend you nothing. You will labor for them for 30 years to return nothing to them. For the banksters know perfectly well, you don't have any money. Yes, they are incredibly evil at the top. But what the fuck is wrong with us at the bottom? There's millions of them. We're outgunned and we outnumber them. And that few at the top control us so easy, it is painful. It's shameful is what it is. Okay, now, the good news. Very soon, worldwide, digital money and social credit scores will be the norm. Now, too many of you good soldiers will play along, I'm afraid, because, it's the law after all. You can't fight city hall. It's the law. Yeah, you got to be the law. What is digital money, people? Isn't it numbers? Isn't computer code simply ones and zeros? Mere symbols? They've been preparing us. They've been programming us, the slaves on the plantation, for digital currency since June 24th, 1968. However, when digital currency becomes law, the underground economy, the black market will flourish. And that is the good news. No, we won't be using numbers for money. We'll be using stuff for stuff. It's called barter, people. It will return with a vengeance, and I say good news, and I'm preparing accordingly. You might want to consider that. Okay, that'll be the topic of conversation in tomorrow's podcast. Spoiler alert, it involves the biggest bank robbery in American history, and it's amazing how few people know anything about it or even heard of it. Amazing, stunning, but true. Here's the good news, people. I know all about it, and I'll tell all tomorrow in tomorrow's podcast. Also, by the way, I'm leaving a link to a 6-minute video. While NASA can't get to the moon, they can make rain on demand, and we ain't talking about cloud seeding here, people. Watch it or don't. Guess what? Oh man, have I got a lot of stuff to do today. I'll never get it done.